Where we're meeting some of our local business owners. So, Carrie, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm good.
You're okay.
I'm good. Yeah, you ready?
Yes.
Ace. Okay, so do you want to tell us a little bit about the job that you do and your business that you run?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to. Thank you for the opportunity to come on and have the chat. It's great. So I'm Carrie of Carrie's Piggy Bank Club, and I'm partnered with Utility Warehouse, UW for short. And I really simply help people save money on their everyday boring bills. It might be properties, business properties, it might be a residential property, but I'm there to kind of oversee those and take care of people and look after those things.
Okay.
And that's what I do.
How long have you been doing that for?
So I've been in business now for over 3 years. And I absolutely love it. It's great. I love helping people. I love being able to make things really simple and straightforward for people. So yes, just over 3 years.
Right. And right now, of course, it would be key for everybody, won't it, to make sure they know where every bit of money is being spent.
Absolutely. Yeah, very much so. Yes. Yeah.
So when you talk about you can help people like personally with their bills, you can help businesses. Can I just explain the kind of bills you can help reduce for people?
Absolutely. Yeah, of course. It's all the essential stuff. Like I say, I joke and I say none of it's exciting, but it's all stuff that we have to have. It's stuff that we need. So I help, again, be it residential or business, I help with the broadband, with the mobile, with your gas, your electricity, and some insurances. We don't do water because that's not deregulated yet, but all the main things that you need to have, we really simply do it in one bill. We put it all in one place. And so you've not got all these direct debits flying out. You've not got all these passwords, all these different call centres. It's really simplified and just dead straightforward for people. So it's all stuff that everybody has and you have to have.
Right. Okay. So when you talk about you put it onto one bill, do you literally review all of those accounts together and then?
Yeah, right. Absolutely that. You get a bill which is all fully itemised. You know exactly what you're paying for each of those individual services. But it's literally streamlined, which just makes things so much easier. People aren't having to worry about which direct debit's going out at which part of the month. Have I got remember the password to log on to this? It's just all straight in front of you. So it does make life so much simpler. But we also have a magic cashback card, which is kind of really special. So this cashback card is completely unique to our company, and I absolutely love it. So if you go shopping now and you buy something, you go and do your local shopping, you've bought something and that's great. But if you actually do that with our cashback card, it pays for your utility bill, which is brilliant. So you might be going to your local corner store and you're just buying something there, or your local cafe. You might be buying a holiday. Dare I say, in this climate, we're not too many holidays, but you might be making a big purchase like that. And every time you're doing that, money comes straight off your utility bill. So you never pay full price for it, which is just brilliant. And that's totally unique to us.
Yeah, so that's similar to when people do things like benefit schemes, when they work for businesses and they'll have like a preferential card, won't they? And then that will...
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's available to businesses and to residential customers as well. And we also have lots of online partners as well. So people are now doing an awful lot of browsing at home, of course, for things. Yeah, so we've got different routes there, which is great, and what makes us novel, which is lovely.
Yeah, absolutely. So in terms of things like your broadband, like you say, your phone line, your phone calls, what about things like mobile?
Mobile, we've got an absolutely fantastic offer on that. So that it's not a contract. We do provide the hardware, so you can get the phone as well if you're wanting to get a new phone, but we do a SIM only deal, which is brilliant. So at the moment, we have two tariffs. We have one tariff which is unlimited data, unlimited minutes and unlimited calls, which is just £20. But what makes this really special is any additional SIM that you have after that is just £10. So two people can have unlimited everything for £30, which is great. And as I say, that's not contracted, that's not stuck into anything. It's just a rolling SIM essentially. Every 30 days it refreshes itself. So yeah, we have those. And again, we can do those for both residential and for businesses, which is really great.
So if somebody's in a residential business and you think about the kind of average spend, what kind of savings are they realising then? I know it's dependent on what they've got already, I get that, but in terms, as an average, what kind
on an average, you're talking around £400. The most I've saved a household was about £1,200, which was just astonishing, which was absolutely fantastic. And the other time, the times I might have helped somebody save around a couple of £100, which is still a massive difference. Sometimes it might be even, but actually they're not really happy with the current service they're getting, or they're not happy with the fact that actually they don't know where things are at the moment, and they've got me there as an extra guiding hand, really. to be able to support with things. So, but generally you're talking around a good couple of £100 upwards, which is great.
Wow. So when one of the things you mentioned there about having somebody who is around for them, because one of those things is, often people sign a contract that's the last time they ever hear from a salesperson, or anyone who's looking after their account.
Yeah.
It's an ongoing process. Do you remain involved then with that customer?
Yeah, it purely depends on the individual. So I get to know people throughout the actual appointment that we have, and it all depends on their individual needs. What I like to do is hold my customers' hands to make sure that everything's swapped nicely for them. I then, keep in touch with them afterwards. I might do a bill review as far as their energy is concerned, but each individual is really different. So it just depends on that basis. They might not want that additional support. They might just be quite happy to just go, right, thanks, Karen, we've done that. That's wonderful. But I'm there to help with things. So this is a bit of an example of something that happened in lockdown. One of my customers was actually quite poorly. They had to have an operation just prior to lockdown. And they decided when they were recuperating, they were going to live with one of their friends just to kind of make sure they were okay together. We then had lockdown. This friend of theirs is also a customer of mine, which was quite helpful. So I phoned them up just to check, are you all okay? Either of an older generation, are you all right? Do you need anything, for example? Thankfully, they were all okay, recuperating nicely. But in this conversation, a gentleman said to me, Carrie, I'm a bit concerned because I've got a text message sent to me saying that I've used all my data on my phone. I knew that was completely out of character for him because I'd spent time to go over what his needs were. And instantly I thought, that's not right. Turned out he hadn't actually connected his mobile phone to the Wi-Fi. So he'd been sat in this person's house doing what we've all probably been doing throughout lockdown, scrolling, sending memes, all these different things. Said, leave it with me. Got him connected on the Wi-Fi. I phoned our head office up and spoke to them. This gentleman had actually accrued about £150 worth of data usage, which was completely and utterly, expensive, obviously, but out of the norm for him. So I explained that situation to head office. I'd said this is completely unnormal for him. And this was what had happened. And they just said, that's fine, Carrie, we'll sort it out. They didn't charge this gentleman one bit. They completely credited his account with that amount. So it was all in order. I went back to him and he, said, look, this is what happened. He kind of joked and said, oh, I'd have spent £10. Just a bit. He spent a bit more than that. But he didn't have to worry about that. He was getting better. It was all taken care of. And it was just like, don't worry, everything's in hand. Your data's back up to where it should be. So that's where I'm there to help should you need it. That's a unique circumstance, of course. That's not for everybody.
Yeah.
But you've got the benefit of me being there as a liaison if you need it and if you want it.
Wonderful. So if people do want to contact you, what's the best way to do that?
Sure enough. So I've got a Facebook page. So it's Carrie's Piggy Bank Club on Facebook. On Instagram, you'll find my mobile number and my details are on there. You can obviously send me a message via a messenger on there. I think you'll also find me on Google as well. If you go through on Google, you'll get my details on there as well.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for spending some time with us today.
Not a problem. Thank you very much for giving me the chance to come on. It's an absolute pleasure.
Well, I'm finding loads out about people. It's ace. I'm finding loads of you.
Fantastic stuff. I have a good idea what people get up to. Brilliant. No, I know what I do on the surface is quite boring. I get that, but I absolutely love it. And if anybody would just like 5 minutes, there's no obligations. It doesn't cost you anything at all to sit and have a conversation with me. So if I can help anybody in this time, I'd be delighted to.
Absolutely. And you may well save them a lot of money, and it's maybe only taking them 5, 10, 30 minutes at a time.
Absolutely. It doesn't take long. You even don't have to bring a brew. I'll make my own brew.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for joining us.
No problem. Thank you so much for giving us the opportunity. It's nice to see you.